gotta be here.
Yeah, I was just playing the video. I need my shoes again, hon, please. I was just playing my video that I had put together for YouTube, and Marsha says, "Oh my God, it's moving." Well, it is. I think it's just kind of jamming in because I'm gonna excuse the fast pan, but basically here's the forward moving edge and you can see it stopping. So that's where she's beginning to stop. Now if the strength keeps up, that might give way, but it looks like nope. This, as I scan left, everything is stopping. Right now everything is stopped. So basically what's happened is, you can see where there's a little bit more open water on the other side, way across the way. Well, evidently that's just consolidated itself, and over across the way, that is really where all the water is going. So really no change from when I I jumped to here and started catching the movement. It's just consolidating, and which makes the jam just that much tighter. Anyways, Marsha just came back in. I was going back in at my video, and she said, "Henry, it's moving on the other side." So this is just about 3 or 4 minutes later than when I shut the camera off in the previous thing, and you can see that it is moving on the other side. And matter of fact, it's moving up the whole outside flank, moving down, but somewhere along the line that's going to become jammed also. Actually what's happened is exactly what I predicted would happen. We've got an enormous amount of ice in front of us right here, and it is a buffer. So nothing else I can tell you, except it's nice to see movement on the other side. I'm zooming in, but a lot of times the fidelity or the clearness of the picture is not that great on the zoom. You can see way back there she's kind of squeaking around. So yeah, as a matter of fact, way over, it's got some little bit of movement. So, but it's jammed just to the right of where you see that open water back there, just about the middle of the frame. So anyways, we'll see. Okay, here we are. Mark was just looking out the window, and I handed him binoculars, and he says, "Oh look, the whole thing is moving." And it is. So what has happened, as a matter of fact, the rock I was looking at across the way is no longer visible, and that rock was at least 6 or 7 feet high. And I don't know, in other words, enough water has come through now that it's moving it. And I just put my slippers in the house. Can you get them for me? They're on the other side of the boots. Thank you. Well, here we go again. Although the end of it is just right there behind the greenhouse. Never a dull frickin' moment around here. The only thing is, you know, it's all moving down, but if it's not moving to the right, she's gonna plug up again. and I don't see it moving beyond the point view.
No.
I mean, it's jamming up, but there's no movement going on. So basically all we're seeing here is a congestion forming. Very quiet, sneaky kind of like. And you can see the spruce tree that was there is moved further away from the bank. Of course, it's getting pushed more towards the center, but there's nothing giving beyond the spruce tree. As a matter of fact, you can see a big chunk rising up above the rest of them.
It's just amazing the power it has to move it.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that it's just apparently it's just received enough water to move it.
Yep, just get it in, but it's jamming. It doesn't have enough to move the whole thing. So
none of this here.
Yeah, so this is not moving. That whole wedge right along the shore is not moving. It's just, if it gets enough water going, there's enough water behind it to do this, and if it keeps going, it may move the front of it out, and then of course it'll be a done deal. But for now, bye. This is Friday, around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I just looked out and Marcia said, I think it's moving. And you can tell there's a slow crawl going on. But I think that's all it's going to be, is a slow crawl. I don't see anything moving to my right. So the water level is just consolidating some more ice. And as you can see, we've got a much larger open lee, I guess is what you call it, back there. So I would have felt a lot more comfortable with the ice jammed further up instead of coming this way, but I guess we'll take what we get. October towards the slough, and you can see the open water, and there was some ice running. As a matter of fact, almost all that was coming down the edge that we saw moving was going down the slough, but now it's jammed up rather solidly, still moving right there. And as you can see, the water is right behind the jam. So this is it. It's just going to be jamming up. We've been going in and out of this kind of thing for the past couple of days, and I've kind of kept you informed of what is going on. I thought this was going to go, but not now. It's usually about this time of day that everything starts to move, because it's had the heat of the day. And so here we are now. So swimming only allowed in the slough with the placid water. Martinis are served out front with the ice, free of charge. One thing we've been talking about is that you can see that going down, the water has a faster speed to it, which means that the jam basically is gone. And if you look beyond Marcia, between those sets of trees, it's all clear. The only place the ice is jammed is all along the left side of the bank of the river right now.
Look at the bank, how high the water was.
Yeah, and Marcia just said, look at the bank, how high the water was. It's left big chunks sitting up on the bank. You can see those white chunks up against the other bank. I'll try to bring it in, I don't know. But then there's nothing below it. That's sitting up on dry dirt, well, wet dirt.
Look at that, drop through.
Oh, that's you.
Here's a picture of Matt taking a picture of the river. And you can see what, even from the last few minutes ago when I was photographing the flow of the river, the speed was nowhere where it is now. Okay, it's Saturday, about 8:15, and you can tell by the motion of the water that there's nothing stopping it from heading down. Not only that, but if you look at the ice chunks on the other side, they're actually sitting on the bottom and they're out of the water. And it's all gorgeous, running water and running rapidly, which is good. Now anything that comes down is going to have a hard fight to jam up, because this water will not allow it to do so. And the only problem we ran into last year is when the river started dumping. After not having dumped, they started putting so much water in this river that it actually ate against the bank, and that caused the erosion. So now our side basically has a bare bank. That's not good because of the erosion, but that's not the norm. And what happens when everything will be going is the flow will be on the other side, hopefully, as I said before. Well, this is Sunday the 27th. It's about 10:15 in the morning, and I thought I'd give you a report for today and show you that the ice is up on the sandbar and the river is flowing beautifully as it was when we signed off last night. If you'll check back at last year's video, my comment was, I've never seen the river go out and leave this much ice on the bank. Well, my comment still stands. In other words, one shoe has gone through beautifully, but a lot of these rivers that back up into the copper have yet to show their stuff, and that'll take this out. And possibly it was a catastrophe last year. A lot of the rivers suffered the same thing, and of course we did. There was a lot of destruction that went on, but that's not the norm. So we'll see if this year we resort to the norm, which would be nice.